Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Business Facebook 101, Managing and Growing a Robust Facebook Business Page. Lani Lott is going to be our presenter. This is a free webinar from the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. We're a nonprofit organization, and we provide confidential, no-cost advisory and training services to small businesses. You've already paid for these services with your tax dollars, and we provide them to you at absolutely no cost. Now, our group right here, we're located in Northern California, and we have our clients in Shasta and Trinity County. Those are the areas we serve. But if you are somewhere else in the United States, there is an SBDC near you. We're funded by the Small Business Administration, and it covers every county in the United States. So if you want to contact the SBDC and talk with an advisor, Google SBDC near you and you'll find it. There'll be one close by. Our particular team consists of a lot of really, really good looking people that you see there. And each one of us has a specialty of some kind within business. And we're able to provide advice to pretty much any business issue you have. We also have access to over 40 other specialty advisors in Northern California that can handle questions relating to different industries, other categories. Chances are, if you've got a question or if you've got an issue, we can help you with it. There is a disclaimer that I have to read because the lawyer said I have to read it. It's interesting how the lawyers control our lives these days. So I'm going to read this. I think I've gotten pretty good at it and pretty fast at it, but I encourage you to read along and listen to what it says because it's really darn interesting. The information provided in this webinar and any supplementary materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, or other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the HSU Sponsored Programs Foundation, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence, directly or indirectly, of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. Whoa. There you go. So there. All right. And this is Lani Lott. I'm going to turn it over to her. She's our presenter today. Lani, it's all yours.
Thank you, David, and welcome everybody. I'm so excited to be joining you today on this webinar. It is Facebook page 101. It is going to be 101. So if you are a seasoned Facebook page user, you may find some of this information already kind of redundant. However, share what you've learned. We'll have opportunity to ask some questions at the end, and we'll go from there. So this is me. That picture in our team with my shorter hair, that was me before the pandemic. Way before the pandemic. This is me now, this picture, and that is my sidekick, Charlie. I put him in here just because he always seems to want to chime in right when I'm in the middle of a webinar, so I like to give him a little bit of credit. I am a small business owner. I've had my own consulting firm for 25 plus years, and I've had the honor to be consulting with the Small Business Development Center networks across Northern California for about 20 years. I am passionate about small business. I believe in entrepreneurship, and I am always so grateful to be able to share a little bit of my knowledge with you folks out there. So today we're going to be talking about how to maximize really some of the key features on your Facebook business page or your Facebook page. We're going to, some of the resources that are available through Facebook during this time. They really offered and changed a lot of their features to really enable businesses to reach their customers during the pandemic. And of course, as we move into post-pandemic, they're still continuing to always refine those services and those features. I am going to be doing a live demonstration of the back end of my Facebook page and showing you how to navigate around this crazy thing we call Facebook. You will be getting the recording as well as my PowerPoint deck, as David said, with my notes that are attached to it. And then I'm going to be answering some questions and then talking about 2 other webinars that I have coming up this week as part of our Facebook kind of series. We're going to be doing one on Wednesday called Facebook Drip Marketing, one of the features of boosting posts and creating kind of a drip marketing campaign at a very cost effective. That'll be on Wednesday, 10 to 11:30. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be talking about Facebook groups specifically for your business, how to kind of use groups as a way to create a customer kind of synergy within your Facebook platforms. Okay, so I wanted to kind of start off with just some of the differences. We talk about Facebook and everybody throws Facebook around and we kind of lump it all together. Facebook profile, Facebook group, Facebook marketplace, Facebook shop, Facebook page, and they're all very different platforms. In fact, Facebook owns WhatsApp, the WhatsApp app. They own Messenger, which is a separate platform, and then they also own Instagram, believe it or not. So all of these are Facebook platforms. So I kind of wanted just to touch on the difference between your profile and a Facebook page. You can only have one Facebook profile tied to your name. Now, if you have a lot of aliases out there, of course, you can have more profiles. We don't say that's the best practice, and it is against their policy, Facebook's policy, but one profile tied to your name, but you can have an unlimited number of business pages associated with your profile account, okay? And like for me as a consultant, I have one profile. It is all personal. The firewall is right there between my Facebook page and my personal profile. And then also as an individual going through my profile, I manage about 10 other Facebook pages for different clients. So no one knows that, 422 fine picture framing, my husband's business, is Lani Lott behind it. So that's a really key thing to remember. Only one person can manage a Facebook personal profile, but you can have multiple people managing and contributing to a business page. And I have a slide in here about the different roles that you can allow folks to have on your business page or your page. There's also a new feature that they've added over the last couple of years where you could create a business suite for Facebook, and that's where you let different folks come in and contribute and access your business assets, as they call them, your Facebook page or your commerce or your commerce site, which is the shop, or your ads manager. Facebook company pages do not have friends. They have likes. People who like a business page will then receive updates about their business in their news feed. And a Facebook page is public, where your profile, you have to let folks in, right, to be your friend. So if you started your business page, if you started your business Facebook presence, I should say, using your personal profile, we really encourage you to take the time to kind of navigate it over to a Facebook page, or for in some cases, a Facebook group. You can, whoops, I am so sorry. Very touchy here. I got to move this little bar down so I can see the rest of my. You can invite people to like your page or even suggest your page to all your email contacts, okay? So on the right-hand side, this is the back end of one of my clients, the Weaverville Chamber of Commerce, and this is what their page looks like. This is a business page, and this is their page promoting their organization. So pages are places on Facebook, pages where artists, public figures, businesses, brands, organizations, and nonprofits can connect with their customers, their members, or their followers. So depending on what type of business or what your organization is about, you can choose that category. Do not use current personal Facebook profiles for your business purposes. It violates Facebook's policy, and if they feel you're abusing that, they'll take down your profile. So you want to be careful about that. And then, of course, you know, I don't want to mix, and it gets really confusing to the consumer out there if you're mixing personal pages about your granddaughter's birthday party with posting out about your business gallery opening. It really gets confusing to those folks, those friends that maybe are, you know, have friended you for personal information about you or following you about your personal life versus also then all those folks, those customers who want to know about your business. Facebook requires every business page to be linked to a personal Facebook profile. But like I said, all information on posts, comments, photos, updates are separate, and the firewall is there. And I say this very, very confidentially. I mean, not confidentially, confident that that firewall is there and no one knows anything about your personal life, your personal profile, unless you let them be a friend. And when you set, you can set who sees your personal Facebook profile in privacy settings. Facebook public page is public. So then this is kind of I had to squish this in, as you can see, it kind of made my columns a little awkward. But this is a table, and this is on Facebook page in the settings. You will see this. These are the roles. If you're an administrator, you have full access. If you have an editor, you have more access. You just can't manage the roles in the settings. That means you can't, as an editor, take out the administrator and hijack their page. Then there was a moderator, an advertiser, and then if you use an analyst for just looking at your insights. So these are the roles that you can let other individuals have access to your page. I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook page when I do my live demonstration. It's easy for me because my pages are up there. If you haven't created a page, this you just go and put in your URL, facebook.com/pages/create, and then you're ready to set up. Just like anything else in Facebook, it's really simple to start your Facebook page. As we move through the live demonstration today, you'll see how to kind of fill in every feature and really kind of build a robust forward-facing Facebook page. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this. And all of what I'm going to navigate are in my notes. So I'm just going to show you. So all of what you're seeing, what I'm going to show you live, is going to be in those notes when you get it back. All right, we're going to find my... Where is my, oh, this bar gets in the way all the time here. Okay, we don't want Zoom. Let's push that down. Yeah, Zoom. Thank goodness for Zoom, huh? Okay, so this is my personal profile. Now, really quickly, I'm not going to go through it because you don't need to see all that stuff. I know it is up here by this, up here on the right-hand side, I have my little icon, and there's my little picture of me, and it says Lani, right? So if I go over here on the left-hand side and I click on pages, it's going to take me to all the pages I manage, or I can do this flag up here, okay? Two different places. On a mobile device, they have a specific app for Facebook pages that I would recommend you upload if you use your mobile device for navigating all and creating and posting and everything. I use a desktop, and today's demonstration is going to be a desktop. It is the way that Facebook pages are laid out on your mobile device are a little different. You're going to have them different places. It's not going to be as easy to see it and remember it as I'm showing you on desktop. But I cannot project a mobile device via live demonstration. So we're using the desktop version. So I'm going to my pages, and these are all of the pages that I manage. Now I can I want to go right here, but here, right here, see where it says create new page? You would just click on that and it's going to take you to this blank slate for creating a new page. Same as the URL that I gave you in my, the PowerPoint there, the PowerPoint page. It's the same URL. This is just the way that you would get to it via your Facebook profile. So, and then you would just start going through all of this and create it. We're not going to create a dummy page today because that'll take like 3 hours instead of 1.5 hours. And I know you guys don't want to be spending 3 hours with me. So let's go to LL Consulting. That's the name of my business page. And here we are. So you're going to see it as I see it as a business owner. So once you create your page, or if you have a page, you're going to be seeing it like, you know, you're the business owner. This is not how the consumer sees it. They don't see all these reminders, all of this, you know, special things, go to business suite, this and that. They see it much cleaner. They see it like a business forward facing page. Okay. So the first area that I like to talk about is really the about section. And I always start there because it seems to be the one area that businesses kind of don't really understand, don't take full advantage of. And it really is kind of frustrating to me because this is, you know, where people are going to find out about you. And the first thing that we do when we get see an invite to a business page, or we're Googling bookstores in Reading and your Facebook page pops up, they want to know about you. They want to know where you're located. They want to know your hours. They want to know if you have a website. They want to know if you have online shopping. And so you got to think about social media, not only any of the platforms, not only you know, everyday engagement where it's a two-way street, it's a two-way conversation, but also that it is additional it's additional internet presence, and it helps with your search engine optimization. So you want to really build out this about section. Now we can click right here and it's going to take me to the about, and see all these little pencils. These little pencils mean you can edit that area. I personally like to go over here on the side, left-hand side. These are all the various features that are available to you as a business page or a page owner, whether you're an artist having a page or a public figure. Maybe I should make a public figure, you know, Lani Lott, business advisor. But anyways, or your organization, like if you're running it for a chamber or you're running it for, you know, one of the organizations that you're in charge of. And many times we do. We have an individual, a member, a staff member, or even sometimes a board of director. They are the ones that are keeping the Facebook page current and posting. So over here under settings, this is where I like to go to update the about. So I'm going to go to settings and I'm going to go to page info. And this is going to take me right here. So I've got my name. I have my username. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The username is very important. This is like your username for your Facebook page. A description. This description, you can have 255 characters, very brief. It's like a snapshot of your business. So you want to think about 255 characters is not a lot of characters. So take some time to write this. You may have it on your website. You want to pull it over here, maybe part of your mission if you're an organization. And then you can add categories up here. And I have 2 categories, consulting agency and business consultant. So I can have a couple of categories. You can just start typing in there and these categories will pop up, you know, if you put in art, or you want to, you know, tourist information center. So, you know, you just start typing in there, and these are preset categories that Facebook has. Don't know, you know, there's a lot of them out there. Contact, there is my US phone number if you want to put that on there. You can click, my page doesn't have a phone number, so you don't have to worry about them always reminding you. WhatsApp phone number, I do not use app, so I don't have it listed there, your email, your website, and then your location. If you have additional locations, you can add them. Like if you're a restaurant and you have a couple locations, or for like me, I have 2 locations, one in Phoenix, one in Nevada County, California. And then hours, they do have some temporary service changes. So you want to just make sure that this is kind of, current. And then down here, you can add products. I don't have products. There is an area, some places they do add services here, but it's there's another place to put services, but you can put your services here if you're a service-based business. If you're, let's say, a not-for-profit and you want to put your products in there that are your programs, that's fine too. You can put in products that if you're selling some merchandise, you can put them in there. Think about it, be creative, and then maybe even have a few folks kind of test it. Have a couple members look at it, say, does this make sense? And you can always, if you're using a business advisor through the SBDC or another source, you can always ask us to do an assessment evaluation of your Facebook page. And, we give you some, insights and maybe suggestions for consideration. Now down here, additional information. This you have the ability for 50,000 characters. So here you could write your thesis about your business. You can just go and talk about it. You can do it different ways. Mine's kind of like a lot of narrative. I'm looking at this and thinking, maybe I should do some bullets, some stars. Like I could probably, take this out, do a couple like stars, and kind of give it a little bit more oomph instead of just all of this, lots and lots of text. So, and some people add emojis. There's just different ways that you can do it. Then we have price range. You can put in your price ranges if you're a service-based business, or, if you're a hotel. If you want to talk about your membership and it's moderate, you choose to do that. And then down here, this is where you can link your Instagram account or some of these other accounts that are available. So then it automatically saves it. So that's that about section. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to use my back arrow because I want to get out of this. I'm not going to go in the general because this is, I would highly suggest you go through all of these settings under and look at them and read them and think about them. Is it appropriate for me? Do I want to post sharing to stories is on? Do I want that on? Do I want visitors to publish on my page? Do I want anyone to add photos and videos? Your business, you may not want that, so you can edit that. So you can also merge some duplicate pages, not as easy, and you can delete your page, or you can put your page on like if you're going to be out of the country for a while and you don't want your page to be out there, you can also kind of put it on hold, but you can delete a page. Once it's deleted, trust me, I know it's deleted. You get 14 days to change it back. So think about that in those 14 days if you really want to delete your page. Okay, let's get back to where I need to be. So we're just going to go this way. I can never get back. Okay. Just hold on, folks. Got to go in the back way here. There's always a glitch in this going into that one area, and it always throws me for a loop. Okay. So now we talked about the about section, which is right here. I want to mention 3 things up here on your kind of your home page, your front page. This over here where is your icon. This is LL Consulting. That's what that is. That shows up right here. It shows up anytime I post, anytime I am operating or interacting, as they call it, as LL Consulting on another page, in another group, if they let me in the group. So this icon typically is your logo, or typically is that brand of yours that doesn't ever change. Your icon is not meant to change. Only maybe I say best practices. You can change it anytime you want. I'm suggesting best practices be, you would only change it if you're going through an updating branding process. You've got a new logo, or you, yeah, you have a new logo and it's your new brand, because this wants to be consistent. People will start to, see this when you're posting and when you're sharing and when you're commenting as your business page. Here is what we call the Facebook banner, right? And this is your cover banner. You can change that as often as you want to. I know some businesses change it quite regularly, especially if they have a lot of products and services they're announcing, if they have an upcoming event, if they have a promotion or deal, they just want to, they have someone doing it for them, managing their Facebook page, and they have someone that can continuously create a banner. You can create a banner by using images, by creating it through some of the free design programs and tools that are out there. And so when you change your cover banner, it also goes in your library, your photo library. Down here, it goes into your, Facebook, all of these images stay in this kind of like library, right? So we have profile pictures, we have cover photos that we've changed. They put them into different albums so that it will go into there, and it also goes into any of your followers' news feeds. So anytime you change that banner, think of it as a non-verbal post that is going to go into your followers' news feeds. So that's right there. Let me go back to home. So when I talked about your URL or your username, your username right here, this is how people tag you, the @ and then the name. And that's how people tag you in their post, or you use that to be talking, like you were posting it in a narrative and saying, check out my Facebook page, or we would love for you to follow our Facebook page for, upcoming deals, hear what our customers are saying, however you're going to say it. This is, and you should try to get it as close as possible to what your Facebook page name is. When I'm doing posts for other clients and I am trying to tag their tag a business that they want to, or a page that they want to cross promote in a post, I put in that @ and I start typing like the name of the business. Well, it doesn't always pop up because they've got some wacky name, like, initials, or, it's a bookstore. Well, you know how many @ bookstores there are, so you really want to think about this and try to get as close as you can your business name in there, so that when other pages want to post you and mention you in a post, or want to find you, that @ sign is pretty close to your name, right? Okay. Going to move on, and I'm going to talk about this little place up here called the tabs, right under my LL Consulting. And the one thing about Facebook that I really enjoy and I really find very helpful, anytime you kind of hover over an area, it kind of gives you a description of what that is. Like this one doesn't, but this one is telling me people can search for @LL Consulting Company to find your page easily. So it's kind of telling me what that is, right? So, some of these areas don't, some of them do. But this one seems to be one that's highlighted a lot, because I think a lot of people miss that opportunity. So here are our tabs. When Facebook redid their format a couple years ago, and trust me, it was crazy, even a seasoned user like myself had a hard time keeping up with all the changes. Still do, because just when you get used to it, they're going to change it. So this is the tabs that your customers or followers or folks that are wanting to know more about your business through your Facebook or your organization or your as an artist or a public figure, more about your page, right? So I always say have the about first. Now you can change these, and I always recommend you have the first 3 that are most important to your business that you want folks to see. To change it, you just click on more and you come down, you'll see these are the ones that I have activated. A customer can come on here and they can go to my events, they can go to shop, they can see all these things. To edit the tabs yourself, you just click on there, and now you'll see the tabs that are activated. Photos automatically, you do not get to stop or unactivate photos as a public page. Community is something that they added, Facebook added, and they're just trying to create and show friends post and public post about your page, and to start to kind of create a community. So if folks are really posting a lot, they're going to stick them all into a community. So if you don't have a group that's linked to your page, you don't have to show that tab. To move the tabs, really easy. You just grab it, slide it up, put it where you want to. Remember I said your about should always be the one right under home. And then that's it. And it automatically saves it. So let's go back and look at it now, how it's changed. And I like to just show folks, see now I've got offers right there in reviews. So if people click on that, they're going to go and they're going to see my reviews that I had back in 2016. I use my Facebook page, primarily this one, to demonstrate. Obviously, I don't have a lot of reviews. Maybe I should have David at the SBDC do a review on me, right? So I have a current one. So when a customer clicks on this it's going to take them. Most of the time they'll look at these first 3, and sometimes they'll go down here and look at these other ones and click on it and see if what else is going on. But the ones that you want customers to see right up front should be right here. These 3. Okay. Let me look at my notes, make sure I'm on track here. What's next, so that it follows along. Do we have some questions, David?
Lani, we do. Let's see. Sandra is asking, I'm going to ask her second question first. She says, in your name, you also have consulting agency as well as consulting company. Should you put what you do that way in the name of the company? For example, my company deals with photograph and we deal with photographers. There are projects and businesses who need advice. Should the name also reflect that besides just a name?
Well, your name of your page is the name of your business. Consulting agency is my category. If you remember where I showed you over here on settings, and then we went to way down at the bottom, no, right up here on page info. If I change this, it's going to show a business consultant next to my name. So your business page is your name, and your username should be as close to your business page name. Then I've got to go back the old-fashioned way to get back to my page. So just hold on there for a minute, Sandra, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So my name of my company is LL Consulting. So the LL Consulting was already taken when I did at LL Consulting. It'll tell you that's taken, not available. So I had to add company to it. I could add consultant. I could add anything in my username. I wish I could only had to have LL Consulting. So see, now when I change that category, it's coming to business consultant. So in your categories, you're going to want to have the one that pops up first is going to be the one that's going to show on your forward-facing page. Okay. Do we have any other questions?
We also have, and I don't think you've gotten to this yet, but it says, is there any way to edit the posting responses that might be taking your site down a rabbit hole?
Yes, there is. Luckily, we can do that. So on your postings right here, you can delete the post, which I've done. You can, if you have a comment, I don't know if I have any comments here on these. You can, in the comments, you can also hide one. I don't know if I have any comments on mine, but yes, there are ways to, let me go back into a page that I manage, and I'll show you, because we do have that sometimes happen, right? So that all of your posting features and editing are going to be right in the post itself. Let me come down here and show you. So right here, this was, she posted something, and you should always, you want to hide the comment, you can delete the comment, you can, or you can give feedback or report the comment. So you always want to respond to comments. If you hide the comment and you can access that person, if you're a friend of that person, you may want to say something. If it is something that this post is just, totally should not be seen by anyone, then you can change who can comment on the post. Pages, profiles and pages you mentioned. You can delete the post. I've deleted posts before. I've edited the post. If someone said, hey, you got a misspelled word, which I've had before, you can edit it. So these are where you make the changes to your post. And then under these three little dots, if someone comments, that's where you make the changes for that. Okay. Good questions. Thank you. Let's go back. Do we have any more? Should I continue on, David?
Continue on. I don't see any more.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So, and any of these very detailed questions, you can always ask your business advisor, or it's at the end, we'll have some more time. So, all right, the next area I want to talk about is our call for action button, which is this button right here. This call for action on every piece of marketing you push out, whether it's social media, whether it's in a paid advertisement, a digital advertisement, in an email blast, in an Instagram, you should always think about a call for action, unless it's specifically something that doesn't require a call for action. For example, if you're just doing an educational piece or sharing something. But your call for action sits right there on the front part of your homepage, and you have a whole lot of options. So let's see where our options are. Why can I not change that? Well, let's edit that button. And you can test that button too. So these are all the options you have for a call for action, and you can change it as often as you are creating a strategy. So if you are just launched your website, or you just launched a shop, or you have a new app that you're pushing out, or you want people to contact you or call you or make an appointment, book with you. These are all of the various action buttons. You can view a gift card. I'm a big component that every business should have a digital gift card, and it should be available wherever people can access it, whether it's through Facebook gift card or you're linking it to your website. You can start an order for your food if you're a restaurant. You can sign up where people can sign up for your newsletter. You can play a game if you're one of those that has a game, watch a video, shop on your website. So all of these are the call for actions. I actually have mine for send an email, choose an email address where people can contact you. And that's just what I'm using this time. But you can change those as needed. Just make sure that it works and that the links that you're sending them to, you have the right URL to your website, that the links work. Nothing is more frustrating than clicking on something and you get that message, error message, page 404 not found, or Safari can't connect to it, or Firefox or Google, whatever, Chrome, whatever browser you're using, because you haven't put in the URL correctly. So that is your call for action button. Now, hold on, guys. I'm going to show you something that is about your personal profiles. This is all about your profile. These little 3 dots, and it tells you right here in the beginning, with your primary profile, Lani Lott, you can like this page, follow it, or take other actions. So now it's telling me, as Lani Lott, I can do these. I can like this. I can like my own page. Make sure you like your own page. If you don't like your own page, nobody else is. You follow settings. I can share this on my personal profile. I can create another page right here. It's another place to create a page. And then invite friends. And this is where you will link to your personal profile. And I have 294 of my friends are not invited to like my page. I've invited 13 of them. Well, a lot of my friends don't have anything to do with my kind of business. I haven't sent it out to them. They don't even, live in the same town that I live in. But I will go through here and look periodically, and I'll say, oh gosh, I probably should have her like my page. She knows me. She's one of my colleagues. So is this gentleman. So then I hit send it, and it sends an email to my friend's profile page and it says LL Consulting is inviting you to like their page, right? And they choose whether they like it and whether they want to follow it. So this is all about your now, another area right here. I'm interacting as LL Consulting, right? If I want to change it and interact as Lani Lott, my personal me, I change it right here, and you're going to see the whole front of it change. This is how people see it. This is how individuals who are on their profile see your page. Now, I could create a post on LL Consulting as Lani Lott, right? Well, I'm not going to do that because I just don't do that. But if there was somebody else that was looking at, let's say another business was looking at my page and they wanted to post something personal, something from their own profile, they could change that. That's where you change it. So you always want to make sure that when you're on your page and you see that your own little personal icon, you're interacting as yourself. If you want to interact as your business page or your Facebook page, then you need to change it back so that you see that icon. Okay. All right. Let me see where I'm at here now. That one is always so complicated to kind of go into. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can get to the different features that Facebook page has. They give you lots of different areas to ways to get there. Recently, they have these free Facebook business tool. This kind of pops up, right? You can show more. So this is the shop feature. And I did the webinar, I think a few weeks ago, on the shop feature. So this is, if you have, whether you have an e-commerce site on your website. You've created that. You're selling online. You're only selling online, or you're doing both with bricks and mortar and online. Now Facebook has the ability for you to create a shop where folks can see your products and services right on your Facebook page platform, and they can shop right off the app. And then you can link it to your website e-commerce site. And if you don't have one of those, then there is a way to create a shop, and folks can shop right off the app, and Facebook handles the transactions for you, takes the money, takes their little bit of discount that they keep, and then puts the reciprocal into your checking account. So this is a whole new feature that was launched in May of 2020, thanks to the pandemic. Facebook moved their shop very quickly. This is very different than Marketplace. This is an actual shopping app, and it is one of the new features that they offer. Now, people say, oh, well, I don't have a lot of products. If you're a not-for-profit or an organization, if you're like a lot of them, you buy collateral, you get some promotional activities or promotional items for your events, and now you've got, you know, a case of wine glasses or a case of baseball hats, and you want to sell them, you might want to think about loading them up onto Facebook Shop and not go through the whole part of putting an e-commerce site on your website. Or if you're a restaurant, and I've seen this with restaurants, they maybe have branded t-shirts and hats and mugs. And so they don't want to manage a whole website page for that. They could use Facebook Shop for that.
Hey, Lani.
Yeah.
I apologize. I was not hearing everything for a couple of minutes there. But it was my fault, not yours. My fault, not yours. Everything was fine. But there's a couple of questions. I'm just not sure if they were answered or not. Can I bring them to you?
Yes, of course.
Does this call to action button allow page owners to use more than one?
Yes. No. One call to action per Facebook page. I had to think about that question. Yeah, they don't let you load them up like some platforms do. Most of the social media platforms, it's really, you know, if you want to test a button and see which one's going to get most action, you know, I'm a big believer that we always should try to lead everybody over to your website. That should be the place that is going to be where you have most of the information and a deeper dive in about your business. Facebook can be that internet presence, but really you want to move and make it a strategic goal of your business to eventually have that website that you own the URL, you own that real estate, not Facebook.
Okay. Next one. In the friends liking a page, can you do some people one week and some people another week and so on?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, I would recommend if you, yeah, absolutely. You don't have to do them all at one time. And a lot of your friends may not, you know, accept right away. If you're kind of like me, I don't always on Facebook. I'm not my husband now, on the other hand, he's, you know, spends a lot of time on Facebook, and he's, you know, has, you know, that's where he likes to read things and stuff. So yeah, that makes sense. And you could just break it up into groups. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a one-time only thing.
Okay, and just one quick reminder for everyone, we will be sending a link to the recording to all the registrants after this is over. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so add appointment booking. So this is if, and I see this option a lot for the health and wellness sector, spas, hair salons, nail salons, barbers, massage therapists, estheticians, even doctors, even, you know, chiropractors that have Facebook pages. This is where you can set up, and they folks can actually, you know when your appointments are open. And then also, I know that some of the third-party type of apps like Mind and Body, which a lot of instructors like Pilates instructors and yoga instructors use to manage their scheduling, it will interface with this appointment feature. If you are just a small little, individual, and you have you're the yoga instructor and you don't have a lot of instructors and you're the only, you're a one-person shop, then this might be just great for you to use for your scheduling. If your industry, if you haven't chosen to use an industry scheduling service. So that is available. And then of course, events. If you're an organization, I'm not going to do that one. If you're an organization and you are thinking about, either an online event or an in-person event, they are slowly coming back. Some of the Chamber of Commerce networking opportunities with the fourth quarter coming up, we're going to see a little bit more bump in some of the holiday events. I know that it's kind of, hit and miss right now with all of the pandemic and some of the other disasters that are going on, but they are slowly coming up. And if you were going to do an event for your business, this is where you would create it. You would create it right here under Create Event. And then it gives you the option to do an online video chat, broadcast live, or an external link if you're using like, Zoom or Eventbrite or one of those, or you can get together in a person. So the online version they added right after the pandemic started, because of course we were all going remotely and many of us are still working remotely. I'm still seeing some conferences operating remotely. But then in person, and you just walk through it. This is you can change, this will change, you get an option to change it to event. I see this a lot with organizations and associations that are hosting, events. That's what it's about. But it doesn't mean if you have a workshop that you're going to host in your business, or you're going to have a virtual, or you're going to even do a, local appreciation night, girls' night out. Some businesses do that. If you are going to be collaborating with your strip mall or your downtown district, and you're going to be doing an event, then you might want to create it here. I always encourage businesses to think about this. Even if the organization is going to do an event, you can make sure you tag them and post it in your events. You can create your own event, and for announcing you're going to be at that, and you're going to have a booth, right? Some of us are vendors. We do vending out there. If you're going to be at farmers market on a specific day and you want to do an event, because the event, once you create it, it's going to go out to all of your followers in the news feed, as well as you can boost that event and actually pay for it to go to a specific audience. So if you're a vendor at a farmer's market and you're going to have your jewelry booth there, or you're going to be showcasing in a downtown event, and you're going to be one of the vendors, then you could do an event and you could boost that to everyone that's within a certain location to invite them to come down and see you at that event. And then of course, on your page, you could move your event tab up. Let's get it down here. And you would want to move that event tab all the way up to the top, because now you want that to be seen as one of the tabs that somebody is going to see right away, right? So now, oh, I didn't refresh. Let me refresh it and then it'll show. Now you're going to see that event tab right next to your, maybe I didn't move it. I got so excited about moving it, it didn't move it. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so got to do it kind of slower, right? All right, there we go. Now we see it, right? Anyways, that event feature is very, very key, and I would encourage you to really look at that. Another feature over here is jobs. So if you have a job available, if you're recruiting for some additional staffing power, which many of our businesses are in our organizations, because we've really seen a, kind of a need for that. We have some opportunities open. then you just start typing all over here on the left-hand side, put it in here. And I know that you may be using some other apps. You may be using Indeed. You may be using LinkedIn for your job announcements. You may be using the local print, the local paper, doing a job announcement there, job boards that are out there that are appropriate for your industry. This is another area that gives you just another opportunity to announce that. And then you can also boost this job announcement and pay to have it go into specific locations or for specific interests, specific demographics. I'm just checking my time here. Good. Okay, so that's the job feature. It was interesting. I was doing this for one of the nonprofits that I manage their Facebook page, and they're looking for a new executive director, and people are actually applying. They've had 4 applications and resumes coming through the Facebook feature. And then, of course, so David, can we hear Charlie now?
Charlie is contributing a lot of really good information.
He is, more than I probably am. Do we have some questions?
Let's see. One question was about which page or app is good to make your own nice pictures and posters, like your small business is kind of a big deal. And Joan came back and suggested perhaps Canva would be a good program. I don't know if there's any others you might want to bring up.
Well, Canva is the one that I have used. They offer some free designs, not all of their designs, and they have a lot of templates, and they save your design in your Canva account, so you can use it again and again if you have a reoccurring like event, and you want to just change the dates or something. But yeah, Canva seems to be kind of the one that I've seen folks use for images, like for actual photography. There's a couple out there. Unsplash is one. And then I know, David, you have one that you like to use for real photography that has the rights already, so people, copyright can be used.
Pixabay, Pixabay.
Great. And I have a webinar. There is a webinar that I did, and I know it's on our YouTube channel. And at the end of this presentation, you'll get that link to that YouTube channel, about 25 plus free to low cost digital marketing tools. And there's quite a few listed in there that will help you with some of the design for your post, for your cover banner, and for a lot of your social media platforms, not just Facebook. Okay, let's see. This one is a very interesting feature. Because I'm, a consultant, I don't really use this feature a lot, but this is a great feature if you're a kind of a retail operation, or you're a restaurant that wants to push out a special promotion. You can actually create an offer. And there's various discount types. Again, this is what the offer is going to look like right there in the center of my screen. Right now it's blank. It's showing that it's coming from me. Like when you see offers, that are, it'll say offer or it'll say sponsored. If it says sponsored, that means it's a paid ad. Offers are not paid. You don't have to invest in Facebook advertising to use the offer feature. You just have to honor it when folks ask about it, right? So over here, you have the option of percentage off, dollar off, free item or service, free shipping, or you can custom it. And so with free shipping, let's say you do have an online website and you want to push out that you're going to be offering free shipping during the month of December, or for items over $100. If you're for service-based business like electrician or a plumber or HVAC person or a painter, any of those service, even a CPA or a bookkeeper, maybe your free service is a free estimate or a free cost analysis, or a free assessment of your, current bookkeeping practices, whatever it is that you create as a free service, as something that is an incentive for people then to maybe call you or email you or go to your website to learn more about it, your business. You can add a photo, you can do expiration. They have this would be redeem this offer at your store or online. It has some various buttons, call now, message, save, terms and conditions. You can add your terms and conditions. You can add a promo code, and then you can boost the offer. When I say boost, that means pay to have it go out into a specific location, demographics, interest, right? We're paying to boost it and target where we want it to go into folks' news feeds. Now, one word of advice that I've learned the hard way, and I love to share this, and I share it every time I talk about offers. Unlike post, where you can edit if you make a mistake, in an offer, there is no editing ability. So look at that offer, read it very closely, because once you publish it, it's out there. Now you can delete it if you made a mistake. But if you made a, you said, oh my gosh, 100% off, I meant 10% off, or you misspelled somebody's name or the product or the link is wrong, you just have to take it down and start all over. You can't go in and just edit it. So words of advice, maybe have somebody else look at it for you so you make sure that you got all the information correct. And then add, and I'm not going to go into ads because that's a whole nother discussion. That will be on Wednesday's webinar. So let's see, what else do I have? Services. Okay, let's talk about services. And that is under here. I find it easier just to go right here. So services. So services is for you businesses that have services. I have not taken the time to come in here and list all my services. Yeah, it's kind of boring, and consultant, but I've seen services used a lot by health and wellness sector, by used for, those professional and service-based businesses. They'll list their services here. You can put the service name. You can add all types of different pricing. You can even customize the price. You can add your products. It's optional. You don't need to tell people what the product details or the service details. You can take the appointment, show the service, block extra time. You can add an image. And then when you save that, of course, you're going to maybe want to move that tab up and closer. Maybe you want to change it and want to say, okay, now I've got all my services listed. And I've seen even restaurants put services up here. They'll put the, happy hour service. They'll put the service of curbside delivery. They will be very creative. I think the one thing about social media is that allows you to really think outside of the box. There's no right way or wrong way. There's just more effective ways to really build a robust Facebook page or an Instagram business profile or your Twitter or your LinkedIn, whatever you're using to really drive, engagement, to drive customers to and talk about on a 3 to 4 times a week basis what's going on in your business. So with that said, I think that was where the last one I wanted to go before I go back into, let me look at my little offers. I've got that, I got jobs, I got the free business menu. Okay, let's talk about posting. So here's where you create your post, right? Just like your profile, create it right here. Now we're creating it as a business. So I'm going to create my post. The type of posts that are the most engaging are those that are organic, which means it's not a share. You're not on another Facebook page or a industry page or an organization page, and you just keep sharing over and over other people's posts. You want to kind of develop a content roadmap or strategy that you're posting 3 to 4 times a week. and it's organic. It's your personality. You're talking about your product. You're talking about your services. You're talking about something in your industry. You're adding videos. Maybe you're showcasing your employees. You're giving a video of your safety and health protocols you have in place since the pandemic, that you're still open, your hours. You know, I say to clients, think about posting 3 times a week, and think about putting them in some kind of categories or buckets. That on Mondays, you're going to post about what's new in your business and what's coming up in the week. Maybe Wednesday, you're showcasing something specific about a product or a review that you received. And then maybe on Fridays, you are sharing about an event that's happening, and you're linking that event in your Facebook post and encouraging people to come to the community and support another fellow business or a fellow organization. So you got to just type right here, and you develop your posting personality over time. You want to always remember about tagging as many businesses or that you are talking about in your post, or organizations, other Facebook pages, right? And you want to talk about you know, something in the way that you talk, in the way that your personality, you want to kind of be comfortable with it. And then you want to think about hashtags. Hashtags are used on Facebook pages. Hashtags are those places where inventory specific posts, and not as popular or used as much as like in Twitter or in LinkedIn, or Instagram, but hashtags are very valuable on your posts too. Then of course you have a COVID-19 update. If you wanted to add that, you can add a photo or a video. Videos are much more engaging than photos. You can get WhatsApp message, or you can add any of these, check-in, host a Q&A, get gift card purchases, a feeling or activity, get messages. So you can add to your posts that way. So, you know, you can also, if you just have no images, you can always just add like these backgrounds, right? This is something that is built in. You can just click on it. They give you lots of different backgrounds, and then you could put text over it. And this is built into Facebook. I don't use these very often. My business isn't fun and whimsical. I have used it when I wanted to highlight something, like a funding opportunity, and then I put the link to the grant in there, and I don't want to use an image, but I really put a lot of thought in my post and try to build it up so it's really talks about what I'm trying to say, gives some tags, gives to where they could go to learn more about it or to register. And then this would be if you wanted to boost it. They moved the scheduling feature over to Business Suite. You cannot do a post now and actually schedule it right from your news feed. You have to go over into the Business Suite, and you can schedule there. I'm apprehensive to take you over there because people are going to want to know how you get there. You have to create your Business Suite. But right here, there's Publishing Tools. We moved it up here. So if I go on to Publishing Tools, it's going to take me to my Business Suite. And I know, but I want to show you that you do still have the scheduling feature. You can see if you have any scheduled. I don't have any scheduled. I can schedule a post. And then this is where you would be typing in your post versus your news feed, right? You can, you know, save it for a certain day. Let's save it for Friday. I know most of my clients are on, not at PM, they're on Facebook in the morning. And then, you know, you start typing. I don't know, let's just say, so I'm going to see if Shasta-Cascade SB comes up. So there's our SBDC. Now that I've tagged it, they're going to get a notification that LL Consulting mentioned them. Is hosting a Facebook business group webinar on, and then you can put the date in there, Thursday. I'm just doing this as demonstration. 23rd, 24th, 25th, 20th. Make sure you get the right dates, right? And then I could add a photo if I had my photo ready. I could add a link to their registry right there. And then right here it says schedule, right? So I'm going to change my time because I realized that, oh gosh, if I do it on the 27th, it'll be after. So let's change it to the 25th. Then I save it and then I schedule it. And then it sits in here under my scheduled post. So there is still the scheduling feature. It just takes a little bit different to get there, right? So you just kind of want to remember that. Now let's go back to my page, see if I can get back there easily. I probably can't. So we're just going to get out of Business Suite. The last area I want to talk about before I go back to my PowerPoint is the insights. Insights is like a rabbit hole. I love that question about the rabbit hole. How do we keep people going from another rabbit hole? Well, you know, it's your insights. There are so many different ways to look at how your Facebook page is performing. We call it ROI, return on your investment, right? Outside of your time that it takes to do all of this, this really shows you all of your insights. So these are all of the insights that I can look at. I can look at page views. I can look at likes. And you can also take your insights and you can create different periods of time. Like over here, this is for that week. Let's say I wanted it from last month, October 20th through today. And you can change it there. You can also upload your reports or download your reports and have all your reports in front of your marketing team or your business team if you wanted to look at how you were performing. Actions on a page. One area that we want to kind of think about is when we're looking at boosting a post, you want to boost posts that are the most engaging with your audience already, because you know that post is engaging with people that are following you. And if people are following you like it, then probably folks that are in another audience or you want to pay to have that post, that's the one you're going to want to boost. So you would come to this under Insights, under Post, and you would come down here and look at all of the posts published. Then you would want to look at one that was most engaging. And so this one had 2 clicks, 8 reactions. This is engaging for my post. And then it had an organic reach of 110. That means it went into 110 of folks' news feeds, organically dropped into their news feeds. So this may be one that I would want to boost. And then I may want to go through that process and look at defining my audience, demographics, interest, to then make sure that engaging post from my original, posting then drops into new audiences, news feeds, and gets more engagement and has that call for action, right? All right, so I am going to move out of this Facebook, back into Facebook, and I'm going to come back to my PowerPoint, and I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to move down to where it makes sense that you okay, so Facebook is really great about adding a lot of resources for when we were in COVID-19, sheltered in place. And then once the economy started to open up, and even now that we're really experiencing a little bit of a unfortunately, an increase in COVID cases, but they still have that one section. If you wanted to mark your post about a COVID-19 update, saying that maybe you're going to require masks, maybe you're changing your hours, maybe you are continuing to add curbside delivery, and so you may want to mark it as a COVID-19 update. So that is, whoops, sorry guys. So that is still available. I would encourage you to look at that in your post. These are some of the templates that they have made available, that if you wanted just to do a template, this would drop into a post and it would be very simple, and it'd be shop with us online, right, as one of those reminders. And then you would have your URL link, whether it's to your Facebook page, shop, or you're going to link it over to your website, e-commerce. So these, once you get all of these are the links, and this will come in with the PDF with the PowerPoint for this presentation, and you can link right there. They have an opportunity for you to actually create digital gift cards, and link it to your Square, link it to a few of the online ways that you are collecting money from your customers. They have it built in. So if you don't have a gift card, digital gift card feature already created here, you could do it very easily, and it could be through Facebook. You need to have digital gift cards, especially if coming up in Q4. We're still not all comfortable coming face to face. Many of our visitors that are maybe located in a different area, region, may not be traveling over yet. We're missing some of our season because of some other natural disasters, whether it's flooding or fires or hurricanes. Oh goodness. So just think about making it available for folks to be able to support your business and buy from you, whether they want to buy a gift card and hold on to it, buy it and give it as a gift to one of their relatives that lives within your region. Remind your customers how they can use gift cards, digital gift cards. There again, some more information about staying connected with your customers. And these are the automatic responses you can use for your messaging, right? You see these pop up in other folks' messenger. Well, these are available to you too. I love this post. This is from a little restaurant up in Weaverville. I haven't looked at their Facebook page, but this was back in January when they were talking about opening up again, and they just did this great post talking about it. They have also posted off and on when they've been forced to close again. So again, keeping their customers updated. Also changing the hours within their times here. Just making sure you're current. Don't assume that everybody, all of your businesses know what is going on with your business. Just keep them informed. That's what Facebook is about. And see right here under Mama Llama on their post, it says COVID-19 update. That's how it comes through when you use the update feature. So what should you be posting right now? Listen and acknowledge. Keep posting. Offering some deals and promotions. We're very comfortable with purchasing online, with curbside delivery, with takeout. I love this little video. This was done back in April of the pandemic 2020, and I just loved it. It was Ace Hardware in Reading, and they're talking about how to pot plants, because once we were all suddenly at home more than we were out working in our offices or traveling, we had a little time to do some, maybe those things that we hadn't had time, like planting some house plants. And I just love that they had all their products. They did a little DIY, a do-it-yourself video, and watched together with friends or with a group. Really great post. Provide organic value to your post. Again, focus on engagement. live video, welcoming back to your shop or showing folks how to access curbside or where you are delivering your product or how to get to your website and order online. What's some of your shipping? Order now. We're preparing to make sure we gift wrap your gift and we can deliver it, drop ship it right to your location of your person. Answer questions that you can actually create an FAQ site. Oh, there's my alarm. And this is the link to get there. Love that. This is a store in downtown Grass Valley. This was during when the doors were closed. I love that they just made a simple window display, leveraging their physical location and talking about that they're open 24/7 and giving the actual .com, Facebook, and Instagram and Facebook. And see, she's got her username right there. And then a phone number. Oh my goodness sakes. Love that business. This is the content roadmap I was talking about. This is an example of Q2 2021 that we worked with a business. This is just talking about what are you using, what up here on the top matrix, what platforms, what digital marketing are you using up on the top, and then down the side were ideas of what you might want to create content around, whether it was back to school, this is celebrations, whether you wanted to reach children and parents, or you wanted to talk about the pandemic. Okay, I'm just going to whip through these, David, because I think we want to get to some time for questions. And there we are. Yahoo! Do I have any questions?
I don't see any questions in the chat. I am putting in, there it is, a link to a survey
Yes.
for you guys. We are funded, as I said, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, we're funded by the Small Business Administration and the state of California. And we use what you tell us to determine what kind of programs we're going to do, what kind of workshops we're going to do, and how we can improve these. So I strongly encourage you to click on that link, tell us what we did right, tell us what we did wrong, and tell us what you'd like to see in the future.
David, I'm just going to share my desktop again. I see that I messed up. I'm sorry, folks.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And then you can tell us, exactly what it is you think we should be doing. This is our contact information, and I'll shut up because I have a fan going on in the background that's probably driving everybody nuts. So go ahead, Lani.
Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm whipping around and I realized I left my power, that I stopped sharing my screen. So I just, really want to encourage you guys just to jump in and look at your Facebook page and get comfortable with it. We are here to assist in any manner. We are going to be doing, like I said, on Wednesday, we're doing another webinar from 10 to 11:30, again, at no cost. And it's going to be talking about Facebook advertising, specifically the boosting feature and creating a strategy called drip marketing, where you drip over a period of time for $1 a day information about your business into a specific audience and to create brand awareness, right? And eventually having people go to your website or your appointment setting or your services, but to really build brand awareness. So I'm going to talk about that strategy. It's a very interesting strategy. It'll get you comfortable with the advertising features of Facebook in a non-overwhelming manner. And then on Thursday, I'm going to talk about Facebook groups and how maybe you might want to create a group specifically linked to your Facebook page to build a kind of a group of your loyal customers that you can provide special incentives to, you can use as a soundboard. And of course, just creating a group maybe for your organization or whatever. So yes, I see in the chat, we put the links to both of those. You just need to register on Eventbrite. With that said, David, do you want to just talk about the final piece here and then we can say thank you and goodbye.
Can I ask
We
one
do.
question first? Can I ask one question first?
Absolutely, go right ahead.
You've talked about the boost feature and that's a paid feature. What kind of price range are we talking about when they want to do that?
Oh, it depends on how large of audience you're looking at, but I usually say between probably a minimum of $7 to $10. Pretty affordable. I was boosting some posts for an event up in Trinity County for a client, and we were paying $10 for a week of boosting.
Okay.
And we reached probably an audience of 2,000 folks in that week.
That's pretty good
Yeah.
value.
Yeah, it is. But you can boost more if you want to. You can pay more. And we try to get the audience down, defined enough that it makes sense to just spend, $5 or $10. You can't ask the entire United States and expect to get a huge, return on your investment. So we really work on what specific audience do you want to boost that post or boost your event to.
We do have one other question here, Lani. Will you show how to link the group to the business page? I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay. So if you have a group that you've set up yourself, let me go back to I'm gonna have to show you. It has to be your business group that you've created. It's not just a group that you join, right? So I want to make sure that that is clear. I got to get out of here. Sorry, I can't get out of my PowerPoint. There we go. My little computer is slow. Sorry, folks. A lot of people on it. So I am going to show you this one because this is a organization I manage, and I'm going to show you where it goes. Come on, baby. There we go. So you're going to link it. Where do we do it at? See, this is a test. I always have one person that likes to test me, right? Well, maybe you should come to Thursdays and I can show you firsthand. I'm getting to it, David. Sorry. Okay.
I have a conflict on Thursday. If I just register for the thing, can I get the recording?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay. So, yeah. So right here on the side, under my, see where I have groups I manage. So these are ones I've joined. This is an actual group that I have created. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate is when you create a group and then you can link it to your page so that folks on your page know that you have a group. And yes, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm so sorry. It's not as easy as it sounds to demonstrate here. Okay. Should I go back to the PowerPoint, David?
We're about done, I think.
Oh, right here, guys. Found it.
There it is.
Right where it should be, where everybody would see it, right? Okay, so it's in your tabs. Here's the groups, right? So groups by this page. So you're going to want to make sure that your tab for groups is enacted, right? Right here. So under that tabs, where we talked about those tabs that your customers or your followers see, there's a group tab. You want to activate that. And then you want to make sure that it's up there on the top. And then you link it right there. So create linked group. Well, I only have one group that I've created, and it's right here. I have this linked group. So I am creating a linked group through my business. So that's what we're going to get.
Unknown caller.
Okay. Now go back to our last page, and there you go, David.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you taking the time, and thank you, Lani. I hope you can sign up for these other classes that Lonnie's doing this week on Facebook. She knows her stuff. And you will be getting copies of these slides and a link to the recording. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.